It's hard to believe this was once lush agricultural land, but the rise in sea level has killed all the crops, and the farmers who used to work this land have been forced to leave.
In
the last 5 to 10 years, seawater is mixed with the freshwater in the aquifer underground. The seawater is rising as the temperature in the northern hemisphere rises. Even a few centimeters can make a huge difference as the salt affects the crops.
Around half the people in Egypt live in the Nile Delta. It's fertile land, but extremely vulnerable to climate change. The coastal cities were built at low elevation, and rising sea levels are putting millions of people at risk. A few years ago, in front of this building, there was a football pitch. Now it looks more like a swimming pool. This area is around 3 kilometers from the sea, and the water is still spreading further inland. It's forced people to think creatively. For the farmers that can afford it, one way to avoid the seawater corrupting their crops is to elevate the land using sand. And this is what it looks like once cultivated. It's an effective solution, but it's very expensive, and it's often difficult for the farmers to find the right sand. Hagg Mohammed sold half his land so he could pay to elevate the other half. He considers himself one of the luckier farmers around here.
For the young farmers who buy or inherit the land from their parents, it's particularly hard. They don't have money to elevate it because they're not getting any income from the land, so they abandon or sell it for nothing.
Scientists complain successive governments have ignored the dangers of climate change. They warn that around 10% of land in the delta could be ruined in the next 10 years if nothing is done to protect low-lying areas. With all the political and economic troubles right now, the environment may not be the government's priority, but for those who rely on the land, the problem is only getting closer. Shireen Tadros, Al Jazeera, Kafr al-Sheikh in the Nile Delta.